Hello and welcome to Get Outdoors with Hook Outdoors. I'm your host Dan Hook, and this is the fishing report for the week of September the 7th. Cave RunLake sits at 730.51 feet of elevation, which is 0.5 feet above summer pool. The outflow is 500 CFS with a main lake temperature of 79.8 degrees and a dissolved oxygen level of 6.7. Spillway right now is, like I said, running at 500 CFS with a dissolved oxygen level of 7.05 and a output temperature of 69.6. And we'll get right into the fishing report. The cropper is still deep on structure, anywhere from 15 to 20 feet. Minnows seem to be the bait of choice at the moment. However, white or chartreuse curltail grubs and about a 2-inch are producing some fish. Catfish are on chunk bait right now. We have sold quite a few goldfish and some bluegill here, but seems to be the chunk bait, the chicken livers, the cherry chicken, the froze shad, and the cut bait like that seem to be the thing. The bluegills seem to be at a moderate depth this week, from what I'm hearing, around 12 feet on jigs, usually tipped with a waxworm. You can fish these structures around the lake right now. It seems like the structures up behind the marina tend to be holding more bluegill than the structures up on the main lake. Muskies have been the big deal this week. There's been several nice fish caught last Thursday, last Friday. There was a 50 and two 53-inch fish that I know of firsthand. Several other fish that I heard about. A lot of follows, a lot of caught fish too. Seems to be the deal is the inline spinner baits, blacks and whites, black chartreuse, white with a nickel blade. That seems to be the main go-to colors. They're on these grass beds in moderate depths, usually around 10 feet. From what I'm hearing, the techniques they're using, they're just flinging them back in that bed and just working them across, not across the top. They're letting them get down in it a little bit and sort of ripping them through there, but they're not letting them drop all the way down through them. And that seems to be the technique that is producing the most fish right now. Now I'm going to turn it over to Evan Barker. He's going to discuss this week's bass fishing report and give you a little update on the water conditions and the clarity of the lake from the main lake to the river.
No, the main lake, the water temperature running, what I seen yesterday, it's running about 79 degrees everywhere I seen. And, you run up the river and it's around 3 to 4 degrees cooler, around 75, 76 degrees. On the main lake, the water clarity, we're looking at about 4 to 5 feet of visibility. And up the river, we're looking, it's pretty stained depending on how far you go up the river, but probably about a 6 inch to a foot visibility. And so as far as the largemouth go on the main lake, still finding them pretty deep, mixture of deep and shallow, catching them deep on brush piles with your normal baits, shaky heads, big worms, jigs, all that stuff, and up shallow around wood, lay downs, a little bit of grass.
Well, and this week we've got for this week's fishing tip, we're going to talk about transition fishing. We're moving from a late summer pattern where you've had hotter water, water temps in the low 80s, and now with this rain coming in and the days getting shorter and the nights getting cooler, we're going to get down to water that's in that mid 70 range and maybe even cooler by the time all the rain and this cold front rolls through this weekend. So Evan, what would you tell people that they needed to do as far as trying to up their chances of catching fish at this moment in time here? Not just at Cave Run, but I think, just as a general rule for fishing in general in this area.
With the rain coming in this weekend and a little bit of a cold front, those fish should be getting pretty active, should be transitioning, starting to move a little bit shallower as the water temperatures cool down overnight. And with the rain coming in and the cooler nights, some fish are going to be more active, so I'm going to be fishing baits, your staples in the fall, like your spinner baits, jerk baits, top waters. And with that, I'm going to be fishing basically all shad colors, from just your normal silvers, and maybe if it's raining and cloudy, fishing a little bit more of a white or like a pearl bait, like on a jerk bait, or a top water fish like a pearl color bait.
Okay. And you've got a tournament this weekend on Saturday. What's that all about? What's that for?
It's a SAF high school points or a national championship qualifying points tournament on Cave Run this weekend. It's starting out the season. You know, we've got a trail. It's 9 qualifying tournaments starting out this weekend at Cave Run. So expecting hopefully a pretty good turnout. You know, 15 to 30 boats is about what I'm expecting. And you know, as we move along in the season and we start going down to like Cumberland and Laurel Lake, Green River, start attracting a few more boats, get it out there with a little bit of advertising, a little bit of social media use, and hopefully get up to around 30 to 40 boats is what I'm looking for on those Cumberland and Laurel tournaments. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun season starting out this weekend at Cave Run.
Awesome. So do you think that rain is going to change your tactics as far as what you've been doing this week versus what you'll be doing Saturday if it comes a pretty good amount of rain?
Well, I'll start out with the patterns I found in practice, but it won't take me long. If after about the first 30 minutes, if I see it's not really panning out like I want it to, I'll kind of make an adjustment and see with the weather if that'll change. But I'm kind of expecting a little bit of a change, but I'm really hoping they'll still be on the same pattern that I found them on back last weekend. But you know, I'm always open to change if I need to, and making the adjustments I need to in order to win tournaments.
All right, cool. All right, folks. Well, that's it for this week's fishing report. I'd like to thank Evan for setting in and giving us his insight as far as someone that fishes pretty regular and you know, fishes, you know, a few days a week here and all that. And hope y'all tune in. And as always, just get outdoors with Hook Outdoors.